You might be asking yourself, did your partner have a problem with the fact that you were together in a relationship? Did they have an issue with it? You might have noticed that it was kept a secret, or currently that it is being kept a secret, always this secret. Or maybe for some people, within a certain radius, it was mentioned, but beyond that, it was kept secret again. Whether you knew it back then or know it now, that something is being kept secret, or you have found out about it. Something has been kept secret. Did you perhaps learn something from outside? Did you have contact? No, I don't know anything about that. For example, and now let's take a look at that. You might be asking yourself if you are to blame for it being kept secret or for it being kept secret now. And now let's take a look at that. A very warm, loving hello to you all. Everyone, feel very, very, very lovingly and warmly embraced by me. And I thank you so much for your loyalty, for your support here on my channel, for all the channel members. A big thank you to you as well. And I find it so wonderful that you exist, and also your interactions in the community, in the big family. I find it marvelous. And I would like to address this again. The card decks. All card decks are listed in the channel info. And I don't always mention each individual card deck, but as I said, every card deck is listed in the channel info. And I hope you are all doing well. And I am sending you lots and lots of happy feelings, lots of positive vibes, my dears. And now let's take a look. So, why? What is the reason why it was kept secret, or is currently being kept secret? So, what do we have here? Bottom of the deck. The Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Yes, so here is always such an exaggerated worry being shown here. Exaggerated worries. And here it has to do with loss. Lemons, rejection, loss. And there's also this clinging. So there it is. I would say control is a big issue for your loved one. And also a kind of distrust. Perhaps also a bit overly cautious. So there's something here that worries him, repeatedly causes concern within himself. It's his issue. And exaggerated worries, that's a big issue, also repeatedly, wanting to feel secure. But how exactly? Let's take a look now, because there's always something here, like a self-protection mechanism. So here it goes. And as I said, this overcautiousness is shown very strongly, and something about not risking anything. But as I said, let's look closely, because there's something about this clinging. Clinging, a very big issue. You can see it too. Let's take a look at what's really going on there. What keeps holding him or her back, or what these issues are for him or her. As I said, we are a collective. Person cards are gender neutral, and a collective reading cannot apply to everyone. Oh, so then we have the coins again. Four of coins, five of coins. Five of coins, clearly again. Uncertainty. So very, very strongly there. The worries are shown here. And there's also a big issue of feeling excluded. So this secrecy is related to feeling excluded. But how or what, we go completely in depth. And there is also perhaps a fear of rejection. As I said, loss, worries, rejection, a very big issue. So there, he has issues that might not be so thrilling, but with himself. As I said, how, what, where exactly, we will definitely see that. So, and then we have Two of Wands. Two of Wands, oh yes, partially indecisive. And there is this, we have security again. So security is a very big issue being with your loved one here in the collective. And this indecisiveness, like standing between two chairs, and also tends to flee a bit. And that is also partially a bit scatterbrained. Maybe you've noticed it too, where you think, what's going on now? Suddenly totally scatterbrained somehow. No idea. And then also takes flight, maybe fleeing out of fear that it overwhelms them. So there's a kind of balance, again and again, a kind of perspective that I also see in the loved ones. So now let's see what more we can find out here. What the topic is, this secret, whatever is always kept secret here, your connection, why? So, okay, like, well, with your beloved person, there is, yes, indeed, loss. We can clearly see it again. Moment. You can be very deep in thought. So there are always worries, these thoughts. So it is now also reflected again in the tarot cards again. I have it very strongly with your beloved person. This uncertainty and very strongly, these thoughts and this back and forth, this inability to dare. So he is quite strongly floating, also repeatedly in thoughts around just don't do anything wrong, just do everything right. So he is also completely tense on his own. We have, okay, he is very, very insecure. As I said, insecurity, it's incredible what's going on with your beloved person. And the connection? Yes. So I already have with him here the feelings towards you are there. No matter if it was or still is currently, what's there, nothing is over. We are at the question, why this secret? Why this withdrawal? Why is it always kept secret? And yes, I can see this mistrust very clearly here again. It's like this, your beloved person has a huge issue with himself because I see him very affected there. This fear of loss, this not wanting to do anything wrong. And it's like his inner self, this, you mean a lot to him. There is a lot of closeness here. So it has changed quite a bit in him because I can see it very clearly as this card shows me. I can see it very clearly. There has been a change within him since he met you. But it keeps swirling around these worries, these fears, because it's very clear to see a person dear to his heart has an issue, a conflict with himself. And it has to do with his self-confidence. His self-confidence, always showing himself to the outside. This showing off, this presenting himself. Like an entertainer too. This entertainment, being seen again and again, being seen well. And the issue is definitely not you. Why? How come? For what reason? And it's not like he's saying, as I said, we are a collective. And in this reading, it's not that he wants to keep it warm. Okay, where does the grass grow greener? Or what else can be there? No. It's his issue, this not being seen anymore. He always has to do something to be seen. And it's like this. He feels that this is a wrong way of thinking. I have wrong thinking, wrong perspectives with your loved one. When he is in a relationship, he feels he is no longer appreciated because appreciation is a very big issue for your loved one here. And this has very much clearly related to his past. I have a parental issue here. It doesn't necessarily have to be a parental issue. It could also have been a past relationship. By the way, I also have the relationship repeatedly, the past relationship also repeatedly. The same pattern has always been there. But you are completely different in a positive way. And it's like this. His value, he or she doesn't see their own value. He always only has the feeling of being valued, of being seen for his worth, of receiving value based on how he is perceived. So he doesn't see his own worth, but only the value when he does everything right, how he is seen from the outside, that he is seen well. And that is a very, very, very big issue. And he always withdraws because of that. I've always scratched him there, lying here. This is this. He doesn't have this self-appreciation. I find him very insecure, very unstable, lying here. Very tipping, very fluctuating, repeatedly, clearly visible again, between two chairs. And this is always such a topic. Head against heart. Because the heart shows me very clearly here in your direction what is really going on inside him. And there is always this attraction towards you, very clearly an attraction towards you. You have touched his heart, but there is always this issue. Externally, you are together. As I said, a certain radius, perhaps also where it is shown. You are together, you have contact. So, and then his fear of loss is very evident. Now it's like this. Then there's separation again. You might leave him. It falls apart again. Oh my God, how do I stand now? What do others think of me again? What do they think of me? Am I not capable of maintaining a relationship? That's how I have your loved one here. And this is a very, very big issue that he keeps holding on to. And there it has also been the case for you in the connection currently, or as mentioned, when you had contact in the connection, perhaps even been in a relationship, never being able to fully open up and never fully showing so openly. I always have this closed off nature. This closed off nature, I wanted this closed off nature towards you. Basically, it's just this longing, this heart to feel this love, but is afraid to completely let go because then it hurts. He has had experiences, and I have too, very strongly. Jealousy issues lie with your loved one. And then, like this, after this reading, it also seems to me that it has been an issue for both of you. Something he perhaps didn't really show, didn't really open up to you. You wanted to understand him or her, but he didn't open up. And there is a jealousy issue I also have that he himself was cheated on. As I said, we go far back here into his past. And there, repeatedly, this feeling of being pushed away. And those are his issues. And he always tries to protect himself from that. And he keeps building a wall around himself, tenses up, shuts down, and doesn't open up. And then he is completely, his thoughts keep tearing back and forth. On one hand, he knows the happy moments with you. Happy feelings. And then, oh my God, now I'm doing something wrong. Then it doesn't work. He also keeps enduring it. I also have him a bit under control. We also have control here again. He tries to keep control again and again. And also behind the scenes. Maybe he didn't observe much, asked a lot of questions, which might have seemed to you like, was that a factual question or what? Because you didn't think anything of it or didn't think about what was going on. Because you said, hey, listen, I definitely love you, no question about it. Let's quickly take another look here. I believe a little more. I also have you doubting a lot because yes, there's the question, these doubts. Whether you did something wrong, I can see that very clearly here as well. Yes, but with your loved one, you really showed sincerity. You showed him love. You always had a solution ready. And also the contact. You kept seeking contact again and again. So I have here a lot indicating that you were more open than he or she was. And you really wanted to give everything. You wanted to have the bigger change with your loved one. And the bigger change. You wanted something stable, something solid, because here I see absolute love and loyalty from you. And this loyalty that you showed to your loved one, he never really perceived or was able to perceive properly. He wanted to believe it, but his inner self, like a little inner devil, kept saying, no, 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 watch out, you'll get hurt there, something's not right, then you'll be pushed away again, then you'll be abandoned. And it may also be that he or she has left you repeatedly or has withdrawn again and again. Out of security, security measures, it sounds silly now, I know, simply to avoid being abandoned. Yes, of course, we also have an ego issue with your loved one. But fundamentally, he longs for it. That's his inner self, his soul, cries and screams for it truly. Also, love, to receive it, to perceive it. As I said, it has nothing to do with this notion that he or she wants to see, where the grass is greener. This keeping things warm because maybe there's something better out there. Let's see. No, I see him more like lying there. As I said, this, oh my God, be it professionally or also in his current environment. When I'm in a relationship, am I no longer seen? Am I no longer perceived? Am I pushed aside because a very big issue is being pushed aside? Appreciation, no more appreciation, because he tries to fight for everything, always like trying to conquer it. Recognition, being seen, that is the main issue with your loved one. Because I definitely have love for you there. The feelings are there, the connection is there. But again and again, these doubts, public exposure, oh my God, if something goes wrong. So we also have a family issue, a parental issue here. As I said, it can be about parents. We are collective. I also feel this very, very strongly, because here I have very strongly always this material level, this material track. Perhaps real love was never truly given there either, because everything is always kept in this material realm. Your counterpart knows this. Maybe you also say, yes, that's true. He is sometimes always about the material things that you notice. He tries to buy certain things to be seen, to stand out the best. These themes, but that's simply because he hasn't learned it any other way. This idea that you have to do something to be seen, to receive recognition, I see this very clearly here with him or her. So I also want to add, as I said, because most think it's really about this outward appearance. Yes, of course, he just wants to see where there's a nicer skirt hem to look under. I see it like this, you can't. So it's generally my opinion. Not all women are the same. Not all men are the same. And with this man, in this interpretation, I have a different specimen because it always depends on the personality, whether male or female, to look deeper into what's really going on. Because outwardly, it looks completely different here than it does internally in your heart's person. And internally, I have completely torn him apart. Lie. With the person of the heart, I also have here, for example, this theme, lying. He needs closeness. He needs to be seen by you, to know that you love him. There, I now have a specimen of a man or woman lying. As I said, we are also in the collective, but with him, there isn't much. Rather, he needs love, he needs to be seen, and he needs security. A very, very strong theme. He needs security, he needs stability. It takes a very, very long time for him to completely let go. Unfortunately, it is the case here that these effects, these repeated misreactions, short-circuit reactions, unfortunately keep appearing here in this reading for you. Burdens arise because of this constant closed-off nature, rejection as well. And so this scatterbrained behavior, which I mentioned earlier, is always related to his insecurity, because when he presents himself outwardly, as I clearly see, he really shows something different. Yes, no, everything's fine, he tells you, also in communication, perhaps as well. No, I am very, very, very stable. I know what I want. But that's not true. It's a behavioral pattern of his, like a scrub wall. A coat that he wears repeatedly, or the wall he has around himself. Because fundamentally, he is really actually lost, if you look at it that way. Because he wants love, he wants to give love, but he's just afraid. And maybe you also said, like, boy, you give me the impression that you have no interest in me, then poof, I'm gone too. Have you perhaps just withdrawn yourself now? Have you closed yourself off to him or her? Because between the two of you, I always see a bit of this, like a disagreement. Now also like a few darker clouds that are now between you. This, do I not have any ease right now? Maybe there wasn't really this ease in your contact. A few moments, yes. With him, I always see this withdrawal. Oh my God. Always this insecurity and always closing off again. But basically, it really is like this. He loves you. Because it's like this, the contact with you also showed him a change that affected him deeply. Warmth. Wow. But then again, oh God, oh God, oh God, then comes another hurt, then comes again the insecurity, this fear of doing something wrong. He examines things very, 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 very thoroughly. And there's this trust issue. He doesn't really trust himself. And with you, as I said, he has perceived something here, something beautiful, where actually the soul wants to go without tears, where his longings also lie. And I say it's not completely over yet between the two of you. Definitely not. Because love is much stronger. And here I say love prevails. Love has the greatest strength, has the greatest power. Because the old is being discarded. I have a lot here. I have transformation as well. But right now it's a bit stuck in the transformation because I currently have him lying here quite closed off as nothing is moving forward. Nothing is working at all.
And basically, a person with a big heart wants to make you happy and feels like maybe they can't make you happy at all. You are someone who says the material things don't bother me at all because you see the person as they truly are, but he doesn't know it any other way. Maybe he was raised with material things. Raised, brought up, raised. And that's always just the material, the reputation. Do it like this, because what will others say? Should I always leave this with your person with a big heart? So, and now let's take a look at the tendency of how things can continue here. So, as I said, here it's very clear. You are not to blame. These are his issues. But you touched him. You kept going to him and said, talk to me. And he might have responded, no, it's nothing. I have nothing. Well, everything okay? Or maybe just a tiny crumb that he mentioned. And you think to yourself, well, great, I can't form a loaf of bread from this little crumb. Or a slice of bread and put something on it. Yes, that is, yes, sometimes I have him like a weather vane. Sometimes this way, sometimes that way. But that's his insecurity. I really have him very strongly in this matter. Lying here, and always this, there is no solution. He also runs away from problems. When it becomes too intense, then he is too insecure, too unstable. Oh my God, gasping for air. Then you actually need an oxygen tent for him. And then he just snaps away. And even if you might now feel, wait, but there's another one who doesn't want me at all. This person being shown is like an instant water heater. They will radically show him again. His issues, that will trigger quite a bit for them. And that is needed so that this knot snap can be resolved. If, as mentioned, another person is still involved. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be a relationship, as I said, we are in the collective. It can also be in the family or among friends. But that is important, but also for him or for her, because he still has you inside. As I said, the change is there. You are not gone, even if now outside, if you can't see it, if everything looks different now, where you say, wait a minute, there's nothing, 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 maybe no contact at all or nothing. That's what is shown on the outside in the 3D. But inside him, we see here what's going on. We see that there is an inner change. And there is also this recurring thing, he can't let you go. That he always knows what he has done. And it doesn't fit, he can't let you go. He or she can't let you go. And he notices that very clearly. And these memories of you keep coming back. And these moments, even if they are brief, they are there. And now let's look again, as I said, at the tendency. Perfect. Please don't be alarmed. We have, which I find very nice now, we have death. Death means this phase will be completed. Completion of a phase. This phase, this constant repetition, this uncertainty and this hesitation this not making it public will be shattered, because an end is in sight, and we have the transition here. The transition also out of fears, out of the fear of loss, and out of this strength. A transformation is shown, and it will be bid farewell. And the transformation into change, the change in your direction. Beautiful. The conflict will be overcome. He or she with the inner personal conflict will be completely overcome. And here the connection is shown again because he increasingly feels this connection to you. It is his inner self that is working. And it will increasingly move towards the connection because the attraction to you is so strong. As I said, he cannot let you go. And a reconciliation is also shown, along with loving encounters. He will approach you, and you both will approach each other out of doubt, out of this break, no matter what happened. The transformation is shown, and the attraction is very, very strong. One wants this connection with you to revive it. And you will notice it, even if it is not visible now. Dear ones, a very heartfelt, big thank you for watching. And I wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of the day. Goodbye, dear ones.